Well, it looks like we're on part 2 of my situation. Yeah, I remember it was like 11:20 something. The same day, one temperature difference. Humidity increase, which I'm not surprised. But my problem is that I'm kind of living in a dump. You pretty much think, oh, it can't be that bad. No. Right here, most of this is dirty clothes. Dirty clothes behind there. I was told that I was gonna use for laundromat, but no one wanted to help me with that. You probably wonder how dirty are these? Well, a pair of pants right there, if I remember right. There's one there. There's a pair there. Yeah, I wore these pants for over a month. Same underwear, same pants for a month without actually taking them off. Yeah, that sounds really gross, doesn't it? And then we got the bed. You probably wonder why I have the bed like this. Well, it's because I sleep with my shoes on. So I don't dirty it up. That's why I have this. You probably wonder why you still wear shoes when sleeping. Actually, 3 reasons. 3 reasons. One reason is, after wearing the pants for a long amount of time, I actually got yeast infection. Yeah, yeast infection from that. Another reason is, I actually had to move really quick to get things done in a timely manner. And another reason, the last reason is, since I have flat foot, if I step on the ground, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I need to get a carriage here, but it'll be picked up tonight. And I used the sweeper thing, clean all the crumbs and dust. That's one of the problems. Another problem is I have a dehumidifier and air purifier. Yeah, I got those 2 things. Well, after leaving a tub full of, water, you need this just to get all the extra water out. As for why I don't have the window open, well, it's because I got a bunch of ladybugs. Yeah, most of these are ladybugs. That's real nice, isn't it? And yes, I have a toaster and I have a toaster oven. Yeah, I make food up here. I even got 2 rows of crackers. Pouch cheese. And there's another pouch cheese from a 3-pack. Which I have right there. Or a finger point. And then we got corn chips. Which is actually really good when you mix it, when you use cheese as dip. Usually I kind of prefer the chewy cheese flavor ones, but if I don't feel like spicy, get those. My problem is I got more dirty clothes. And you wonder why I have this here. Well, the door does not latch anymore. And I had to put this screen up because this is a storage room, and it's not insulated at all. It's not insulated. So during summer is a bitch. So I had to use this, so I actually cool down the thing, because heat will build up in that thing. I mean, literally, it'll build up really badly. So yeah, it's not insulated. It's not ready to put anything in there, because as you can see, I got ladybugs, and this is where they're coming in from, because there's no way sealed up. I even got bats coming in here from there. Bats, wasps, other things. Things you do not want in the house. But let's go check out our fridge. Our little refrigerator. The refrigerator. You probably know, how is this is the cooler, but not a fridge. Well, that's where the magic happens. See? The thing is, I actually have, this 2 layer that I put in the freezer. Then I have this fan that blows all the cold air from the 2 liter, which cools down all the other stuff. And yes, I cannot drink anything warm without throwing up. As for the bottled water, I just use it for emergency reasons. And sometimes the cooler it is, the better it is for putting in your eyes. But now I'm getting bitched at for putting a 2 liter in the freezer. But it's full of food that no one really eats. I mean, it's packed full of food they don't eat. And food that's about, way over 3 years. And then I remember there's even a box of toaster scrambles. It's been in there since December, and now it's May. So it's been in there for like almost 6 months. Open box, no one eats it. I don't get why we even have that in there. And then we got the toaster oven, the TV. I don't really use the TV too often. I don't know why everyone bitches about having that. And I got a little computer thing. Game system. PlayStation 4 in there, which I haven't really used much. Since the controllers in there. Yeah, more garbage heater, which I do need, because like I said, it's not insulated in that storage room. And if I did have the door there, it won't latch, so I'm stuck with this area. Yeah, it's not as bad as you think, because if you think about it, cold air comes from the bottom, and some of the air leaves out, so it circulates cold in, heat out, and it kind of incubates a little bit more. So you got, decent airflow. There's ventilations and, all the way down there, all the way to there. But it's not very good ventilations either, because this place is really weird built. And as for the heater, there's no heat ducts anywhere in this room. No heat ducts. Isn't it so nice? I'm living in a dump. And I want I could do better. I mean, I was going to try to use YouTube on that little PC thing, but the problem is, everyone keeps having the wide array on, so I can't, make, videos on that. It's going to stream out that, because I got, a few games in it. It's just, a few old games. Nothing too bad. As you can see, I got a lot of paper towels. So yeah, this room is basically more like a homeless shelter room. As you see, the door's there. I used to use this table, but it started to get bulged out in the middle, so it's starting to turn into a bowl. After I used it for almost about 10 years. I had this since like 2015. Remember right? So how about with a new table? Of course, this has glow in the dark tape, so it just can help a little bit so I don't bump into it. Yeah, got glow in the dark tape there, another there, one there, with the edge. Even my flashlight has glow in the dark tape. I didn't put it on right because I want to kind of separate them. That one I want to use as an emergency one. And yes, I do have a little box. What's in this box is actually acid for metal testing. That's where I have it here. Well, it's because I don't really have any other place to put it. It's a lot more safer. That's for what I got. Well, I got some. Yeah, someone sold me some, fake gold rings. Yeah, I knew they were fake, but the person wouldn't stop bothering me. So that's another problem. And I know I got family members that don't even really give a shit about what happens. I mean, I got dust here. This thing is broken. Yeah, I broke when my, foot gave out from too much strain, which is why I have this chair, which I never wanted a chair because it takes, more room. You don't get much room. back here and forth. Got carpet cleaner, which I haven't really got used to too much. Yeah, I think about it for like about $60 on Walmart. 60, 70 around there. Yeah, more totes there. And the bed is pretty much in the worst place because the window. And this is no joke. No joke at all. Yeah, if you see the window, sometimes we get rain. There's a reason why I don't like having it open too much. Because no one warns me when it's rain when I'm, in bed. This is what I want. I want to get wet. Sleep by a window, but no one ever warns me. And it's not really hard. This is the east. That direction is east, west is that way. So yeah. We got east winds. I guess when raining it comes in this way. How the hell you don't fucking think about that? Literally. How you don't think about that? I'm under the kitchen, so it smells like really burnt, crappy food up here part of the time. Yeah, I remember the smoking problem, which is why I got the air purifier. So I wouldn't get bronchitis again. Yeah, you might have a hurricane lantern for emergency reasons. Yeah, not the best setup. When you got dirty clothes, yeah, that's a dirty shirt I wore a while back. It was starting to get really bad up. But I just use that to cover my head because I used to use the jacket as a blanket. Before I used the blanket. But this blanket is going to need washing as well. No, there's another one under the thing. Plus you might get ladybugs laying on this bed too, so I don't want it to smell like ladybug piss. Which I had a few times. So yeah. Not the best living conditions when you got bug problems, dirty clothes you can't wash because everyone makes up excuses that the dryer isn't working correctly. And then you also get the hot water shut off and everyone makes up excuses, oh the water, you're putting too much pressure on the water heater. Which is funny because I remember back in 2015 I was going to help buy a new water heater. A backup one before we moved here. Yeah, they were. Yeah, I remember it was like about $200 for it. $200 for 50-gallon. From 2015 at a store that was about 20 miles out. So yeah, oh that's a bad excuse. Yeah, one chance for water heater that's gonna eventually go out someday anyway in the future. But no, let's not get a new one. Let's keep using the one that's in the house. That's a genius plan. So yeah, bug problem, rain problem. Can't have the window open most of the time. And I got dirty clothes problem. The eating habit isn't that great either. But like I'm improving. Yeah, I'm actually making hot dogs with that thing. Which is pretty much an improvement compared to the chips I constantly eat. Yeah, I think about making a third video. What are things happening in my life? Yeah, well, I even got the vacuum too, which I rarely use. So yeah, not the most funnest environment. I would move if I could move, but most of the time I don't have the money to move because, I had to keep buying new shirts and pants. Yeah, these are new pants I just put on about a week ago. And those pants are the old ones I just wore last pair of pants. And yeah, they were really nice. After the yeast infection, I kept pissing in my pants. So I had to wrinkle the piss in the toilet. On top of that, I have ass problems, so I was shitting in the underwear, so I was spending an hour cleaning underwear. And everyone keeps bitching, you're taking too much. I'm cleaning shit out of my underwear. because I was severely hydrated, though runny. What do you want me to do? Fucking wear shitty, fucking plastered shit? No, that is stupid. Well, I'll just end this here and make another video of problems.